Workout time, y'all. But before I get into my workout, I literally have like 3 to 5 more minutes of work to wrap up. I ended my last body doubling session without getting all the tasks done that I wanted to. So while I am warming up on the ball, I'm going to simultaneously be doing like 1 or 2 tasks that I needed to get done. And I'm also going to just share, as always, for our live streams, you can comment as the first person, screenshot it, and get an LOF $50 gift card. Now that $50 gift card is also applicable to our remote retreat pass. And it's going to cover the entire pass. We kind of changed and adjusted our pricing and our pass on the remote side. It's going to be $30 for a full pass on the remote retreat. So if you can't make it in person and you want to be able to still get insight from the workshops and the things we're talking about, that's going to be your opportunity. All right, I'm going to get the workout started. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm also taking care of few tasks, like literally 2 things that just couldn't get it all done in time. So sometimes these things carry over, right? They fall into place and overlap. So I'm literally going to be pulling up my workout here. I'm going to be doing a total body workout. And again, you can save these, circle back. The cool thing, and the reason I want to do it this way is you could bookmark it, save it, come back, get the work done with me, and join along. Boom. I'm going to drop that in the comments as well so you can see that. And we'll get into the fun. So I'm warming up right now. Again, the goal is to warm up for the next 3 minutes. I'm just kind of doing a little hip activation on the ball, getting my adductors, working a little bit of forwards and backwards, getting the quads, hamstrings firing up, glutes, while I'm simultaneously actually getting through some workflow tasks that I didn't get to wrap up in my last session. So that being said, where did I put my water? Oh no, y'all. I left my water. I'm gonna have to go back and grab that really quick. Okay, let's send that. Boom. And then I wonder, for everyone that works out, like, do you guys need to have workout, or do you prefer working out without music? I know personally, I really enjoy music, but once I start live streaming, I have some restrictions on what I can actually listen to here, so it makes it challenging for that. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna go grab my actual pre-workout drink. That's right up here. Oh yeah, that good old pre-workout. Now again, it just like when it comes to the pre-workout, it just depends on the time of day I'm working out. I tend to pretty much almost always at this point work out by noon. So pre-workout makes sense for me, for my timing of the day, for my sleep routine, all of those pieces. If, for example, though, you work, and I've worked out in the past at like 5, 6 o'clock at night, that is not the time to have a stimulant-oriented pre-workout. You can still do like a vasodilator, like creatine. You can still use like beets or beet powder or things like that. But I find having caffeine after like 1 o'clock for me is no bueno on the sleep side. It just kind of kills my sleep rhythms and just erodes at my overall ability to recover and have a good, sustainable system and routine. That I'm going in. I'm actually like just doing some client outreach right now. I had 2 leads I had to follow up with, and then I still got to do some client follow-up, but I can at least get some of these things done, some of the baseline things done to finish up. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, I got like 15 seconds here. Let's just check the timeline. Boom. It's in 2 days, actually. All right, cool. So that's the first 3 minutes. Now I'm going to do 3 minutes kind of shadow boxing here just to warm up, because it is going to be a total body workout. I don't want to just get my hips going. I also want to activate the shoulders and the torso and kind of everything in between. Let's see. Where did I have this one? Boom. Oh, there we go. Just parsing through this last piece. There we go. Oh, let's see what we got here. Ooh, some judo interest. Cool. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. So you had someone reaching out for potentially some remote online sessions. So yes, you can do remote martial arts. Fun fact, by the way. Life again. Okay. Yeah, we're just wrapping up. Oh, there we go. All right. You know what? I'm not going to get to all this. That's okay. I'm just going to finish it up afterwards. Sometimes that's just part of what we do here. You got to just be able to surrender and say, this is not going to fit in today. Let's get into the workout, though. Okay. So I'm pulling up my program, my calendar, doing my total body. Starting with, what do we got up first? Ooh, we're doing a press and a pull-up variation. So I might even have to get mobile with this. We're going to kind of see. For the first thing, though, I'm going to get my bands to warm up. I'm going to clip off. Yeah, I might even have to set up the kitchen. Because for this workout to be as effective as I want it to be, probably going to have to get, especially for chin-ups. But the cool thing is, I always talk about wanting to use the bands. So I'm actually going to show you how we can modify this if you don't have a pull-up bar. I'm fortunate I do have a pull-up bar, but for those of you that don't, I get to back up my talk and say we can always modify this stuff as needed. So we're going to just do, I'm going to do 2 minutes shadow boxing here just because I'm kind of running short on time considering I decided to try and get something done. Get our heart rate up a little bit. But again, today is going to be a total body workout style. Don't sleep on warming up, y'all. That's like it's boring, the warm up, the stretch, but it helps from an injury perspective. It also helps from a performance side. Being able to get your body temperature up, being able to get the elasticity in your tissue primed and optimized, you're going to get the most out of your working sets. Get the most out of the workout itself, which I know about y'all. I want the most out of every workout, especially when I'm only working out 30 to 45 minutes or sometimes max an hour. You want to get the most out of it. Oh, that's my favorite. When you get a nice little check, you can immediately fire back, cross hook, either to a knee or maybe a check, cross hook, knee, elbow. Got all types of fun things you can kind of parse and put together. Let's see where we at. We got 40 seconds. Heart rate's looking good. And again, if you guys got questions as we're going through this, feel free to ask those questions. You know I got you. You know I got your back. That's one of my favorite things to switch back and forth with is a switch jab or switch cross. So we switch our feet, throw, and then switch back. And then you can do a switch, follow hook, uppercut, or hook cross, or whatever you want. But like throwing in that switch stance to strike, either pivoting off. So many options. So much flexibility. All right, beautiful. It's right at about 2 minutes. Tighten this up. First thing we're going to get into is, again, I'm short on time, so I'm kind of using the band in the hips warm up as also some dynamic stretching. We're going to go into a stand. I'm going to do a standing band press, and I'm going to superset that with instead of doing a chin up, I'm going to do a modified pull down where we're going to use a chin up grip. So instead of doing a wide lat grip pull down, I'm going to use my anchor point here. I'm going to utilize that on the door, put that in, and now I can actually close the door though. And then we can anchor it from here for our prone or supinated grip. So like palms facing me. The first thing I'm going to do a standing chest press variation. So I've already got our band set up here and my anchors. So now we can use, I have these anchors on here because I could grip handles, but I personally like to not have it from this positioning, especially when I'm going from like either a floor press style or a standing style, because then I get even more resistance in this position. So let's see if we can just line that puppy up so we get it again right across the middle of the back. Notice where the resistance kicks in. It's right at about where a floor press would be positioning. And instead, if I had my handles, it'd be like 4 to 6 inches further out. So it's not the same kind of tension we want. So from the floor, I can leverage a little bit more of the bracing. So what I'm going to very actively and mindfully do is engage my glutes, brace at the torso, drive, and press. Again, we're going 8 to 12. Okay. So I'm going to superset that. So I like to try and do as much as I can a 1-to-1 push to pull ratio. So I mean the resistance I'm using for my pushing mechanic, I'm going to do the same, or if not as close as I can, resistance for the pull mechanic. So that is a fancy way of saying I'm going to clip on the green and red band again for the same resistance. I'm going to loop it through this anchor point, and then I'm going to do the same thing from a kind of chinning grip or chin up grip perspective, or a, again, supinated perspective. Okay, so I'm just getting everything kind of clipped on here. The only thing I will say that we took everyone's feedback, I keep saying this on all of them because it shows up on the green bands especially, is the, you know what we're going to do actually? we're going to have that, and we're going to, I'll show you guys the difference in the anchor point because I don't actually even need this anchor point. So notice this one's a little bit thicker, it's a little bit fatter versus our original one we got smaller. It's harder to set up. So I actually upgraded our hooks. So you have that bigger, fatter one. It's also helpful to anchor it and attach it onto the door. What I'm going to do is look how much simpler it is for this one to get our green band on versus the small one. Okay. So what we're going to do is put that puppy through, and then I'm going to flip it to each. Brown. Trying to get creative with my setup here, just so we can, again, get the most out of it and be able to simultaneously. Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay. So again, I also like our kind of adapted handles. You can play with a variety of different handles. And if we want to, I also have a bar adapter that we can use, but I wanted to show you guys from this perspective. And then we're going to, again, I'm going to turn it palms facing in for this grip. And yeah, I'm going to have to probably anchor down because if I pull, the ball's not, I'm not doing a very good job of staying weighted and rooted. So come on down here. Come on down. Let's bring this angle down here a little bit. You guys come on down as well so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I'm going to anchor my feet into the door frame so that you can kind of see that pull down. Boom. Come on over. Check what I'm talking about here, y'all. So see how I'm able to like root myself in with my feet into the wall, get that range of motion, and similar to, again, a chin up position. Let's slide this over. It's a little bit to the left of the door. I'll just kind of put it in the center. Let's make sure we got nice anchorage there. There we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to take a minute. That's set number 1 down. Now we're going to go into it. I'm probably going to end up doing this similar positions. I'll have to keep getting up and go back and forth. I'll just kind of like anchor myself down here on the ground. The other thing I found while I'm resting, this is like a tricky one to manage, is still being able to get some work done. But that's where having the timer is valuable. So it keeps me on track to prompt me to get back to the workout so that I don't get completely lost in the sauce, as it were. Okay. Boom. Okay. Let's just got about 20 more seconds so I can copy. This is what I found is like, especially when I use AI to help manage different tasks. I just do push-ups instead of 500 push-ups every other day. Dang, homie, get it? Truth? Okay. How are your shoulders feeling? Do you have any like shoulder or elbow issues with that? Because I think that's great. Listen, if you can do that, but what I found from my experience, the volume on that adds up on the joints. Good. I'm 50. Nice, dude. So, so like, if you don't mind me asking, I think that's awesome. Kudos to you. How do you like to break them up? Do you like to break them up in like sets of 10, 20, 50, 100? How do you break up your push-ups? And is that all you're doing? Because then I also like to think about like, how's your back? How's those things? Because like, if we're only doing our push mechanics in the anterior side, we're not necessarily getting all the same stuff on the backside. Played basketball, nice sets of 25 or 30. So yeah, you got some good volume. Basketball, man, I'm dude, kudos for you. I'm surprised you don't have any like elbow or shoulder issues, because even from a lot of the athletes I've worked with in the basketball space or any of that like throwing rotator kind of cuff space, it can be really challenging on those joints. But kudos for you, man. That's awesome. You got some good, it seems, programs that are working for you. Do you still play basketball at all for fun? Do you do that for your cardio? Sometimes shoulders get sore. I mean, listen, soreness is okay, right? But it's a matter of just being mindful of injury risk. And if at 50 that's not showing up for you, clearly what you're doing is working. So now I'm positioning this with, just for cardio. Yeah, exactly. Getting some basketball for cardio. And it's great for your brain too. That's the cool part, the reaction. So again, bracing and pressing. I gotta actually change the position here a little. I can even rotate towards you guys. Okay, we got our 12. Again, we're going back. That looks good. Like, yeah, man, dude, it's good. It's legit work. And also the cool thing with the bands, these are 120 pounds worth of resistance. Plus I added another 30. So I got like 150 pounds worth of banded resistance. It's pretty legit. And it's, again, super accessible. Add a little bit of a weighted vest for some more resistance and fun. Now we're supersetting. Because my whole goal this year, even though I have gym memberships and I have gyms I work with, I want to show you guys what's possible from literally just having a band set, which is transparently something that I sell. What is possible with your fitness when you just have the bands? So we're getting straight into that chin up. Two more. Round number 2 down. We can take a minute to rest and piggyback. Cool, awesome. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the chats as well. All right, so we got one more workflow. So this is the other thing I like to pair. Ideally, especially if I'm working out from home. I'm not a huge fan of trying to get work done in between sets, but on a day like today, kind of have to get a lot of stuff done. So in the 1 minute rest periods I have, try and maximize whatever I can where I can. So literally just being able to get in some messages and emails to whether it's clients, leads that's come in overnight, or even emails that we have. Make it happen where I can. Yeah, I got like, what, 20 more seconds? Perfect. I can send one more message. One more message. That's literally all I need. Uh-oh, here we go. Yeah, number. Okay, and now we're getting back into round number 3. I might just do 3 rounds today instead of 4 because of time constraints. So I'm going to get into my 3rd round here. Let's just send that message out. Oh, no, not that. Don't want that. Boom. Now, the tricky thing is I technically should get back to my workout, but I'm just going to copy the second piece. So here's the other thing I found for me, guys. Someone with ADHD, like if there's a task I want to do, like I like to try and do it in the moment as much as possible, because then I don't have to worry about doing it later. And I still have systems in play where like my planner and doing all that fun stuff, but whenever possible, if I can do it now, I do it now. All right, let's do follow up 2 days. Boom. So there, we just followed up with leads while I'm doing that. Close that out. Good. Okay. Let's see if we got questions. So now we're going to do the 3rd final set with, again, our band press, or our variation of a seated banded chest press. And again, the cool thing is you can do this with your anchor as well. So I could anchor this to the door. I just don't want to change the positioning right now. I'd rather do it seated. And then again, I'm going to just kind of root my feet into the ground. I can also do this as a floor press, but I just like the seated version right now to get a little bit more core integration of my torso. That's where I know I'm like, you get those last couple of reps, you're just squeezing out. I know I'm hitting that higher RP, like a 9 or a 10. Okay. Let's go back to last round of our kind of pull down chin up variation, where again, instead of doing a chin up, I'm doing a, oh boy, hey, don't you go anywhere on me, y'all. Doing a band anchored pull down, but palms facing me, so supinated, mimicking that chin up grip and position. Got 2 more. Okay. So we got a minute rest. Let's check our next superset. So it looks like our next one is a bent over row and a reverse lunge. So again, I'm going to be modifying this where it's not a dumbbell variation. It's going to be a banded variation. So again, I'm going to be using the bands for this while simultaneously knocking over my phone. Okay, let's get it set up. I'll tweak this angle. Okay. And this is where in our band set, we have not only the long loop, got the short loop style as well. These are clutch for, again, the reverse lunges and being able to have different variations from there to up the resistance. So I got, let's see how many more seconds. Yeah, like 15 more seconds. We'll get into the next round. Now, what I can also do is I'm going to do a combination of 2 different points of resistance here. I want you guys to be able to see. One is going to be with the short loop bands. I'm going to place it on my thighs just because I have my shorts on. So we're going to kind of have that anchor point of resistance. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a long loop band of resistance. I can also, again, anchor it technically to the door, or I could just step on it. But because I have the door in the position I want, I'm actually going to use that. I'm going to pop this out. I'm just going to throw the anchor underneath. So now I can, again, loop this through. And again, I'm not even going to use the handles for this one. And I'm going to have both a point of resistance for my upper body here and my lower body here. I'm just going to slide, have a little bit of room. Make sure you can kind of see the mechanics and the positioning here. And notice how, again, my intention is glutes and quads on this one. So I'm going to kind of position myself. Whoa. One thing is I'm so busy looking at the camera, I didn't actually brace myself in. So I'm going to go same side for 8 to 12 reps, and then we're going to switch. Ten, 11, and 12. Now we're going to switch. And 11, one more time. 12. So now we're going to superset that with our bent over row. Now, I could just anchor it between my feet, or I can anchor it with the door. I've been using the door as an anchor quite a bit. So I'm going to show you guys what it's going to look like using the floor or using my feet as the anchor point. So you can kind of see a little bit of a contrast and the versatility here. Okay. And that's why I love the total body. Like for that one, I got my heart rate up to like 150, 155. Now, we'll superset this puppy. So again, I'm doing similar on the push and pull. I'm going to go with both the red and the green. Going to anchor them down. In my strategy that I personally find very effective, there's a couple different ways to do it, how you want to anchor it. But I find stepping on it, kind of making this a little like X pattern, and being able to get a nice flat back, pull the slack out, and I pull right from here. And I can adjust how I want to. For 12, we'll take a minute to rest. Now our superset. Okay. So that test in. Ooh, you know, it's one thing I'm going to follow while I have this minute break. I'm going to blast out a message to my audience about the actual retreat that we have going on and how we have our Eventbrite set up. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can blast this out to everybody. I got, what, 15 more seconds? I got 5 more seconds. So we're going to actually have to save this for the next break. But I at least got the message in. So now again, supersetting, I'm going to throw this bands on. And again, we have varying degrees of bands. So you can go from extra light all the way up to extra heavy. And our package comes with a little cheat sheet, so you know exactly how much resistance. So for example, the green bands, 120 pounds of resistance at the top end. Red bands, 30 pounds, put it together, 150 pounds of resistance at the top end. Our short loop bands, 15 pounds, and it'll go up a 5-pound increments from there. So we have all of the kind of data and insight you need to make sure you're tracking your resistance and progressing as well. Okay. My step. That's the key thing here, is slowing down, finding that balance. Let's get one more. Oh, remember switch up. Yeah, 12. Yeah, see, that was like 160 beats per minute almost on that. Getting that heart rate up there, baby. All right. I'll anchor it back down. Making sure, again, I pull the slack out, right? So I got even tension. Figure out. Getting into that nice straight back. And whip. I figured I'll do too is I'll give you the side angle so you can kind of see posture, positioning, setup. Yeah, I got this. We got a minute. We got one more superset on that, and then I've got one more combo of exercises we're gonna get. All right, so now I'm actually just going through my app to blast out an invite for everybody for our retreat, which I'm really excited about. Hydration. Let's see. 20 more seconds. Let's see if I can get all these invites in one shot. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, y'all. Might be too much to get in one go. You made it up to the S's. Here it goes. Go time. One more round. Uno más. One more time. Gonna celebrate. And again, this is something you guys can bookmark and always come back to. So if you're not able to do the whole workout, I'm going to continuously do these workouts and show you the progressions that I make so that you can do the same thing and progress along with me. Or you can go to our website and gain access to our 14-day program absolutely for free. You'll get workout program, meal plan, and a coach, as well as an intro call to get you prepared. And now we even have health insurance that can help cover the costs for your training. Ooh, that one I lost a little bit. Slow it down. One more time. All right. It's round number 3 down. Got one more round on our pulls. And we're going into a weighted push-up and a hike-up variation. Okay, get into the home stretch here, y'all. So yeah, I can pull the slack out, kind of do a 45-degree angle. Yeah, man. Total body days. Definitely. All right. So we're going to rest for about 1.5 minutes on this one. And then I'm actually going to bring it down to the ground. We're going to finish up with push-ups and with a pike up. So we have some really good core and upper body finishing. Let's see, heart rate. Yeah, was that like 150? Coming back down. Breathing is so key, y'all. That's something like I always highlight to people. Come on down here. What's up? Come on and hang out down here as we get kind of set up in position for the pike and push-up piece. Is being able to just, again, control and regulate your heart rate. Control, regulate the breathing. That's always what I invite people. Either you're in control of your breathing in your heart, or your breathing in your heart is in control of you. It's easier said than done, depending on, again, some of the stimuli, what's going on. But very much find it impactful, to say the least. All right, so we got 1.5 minutes. We'll do about 45 more seconds because I know we're so close to getting all of these messages out, and then we'll get set up. I got just enough time to get this entire work set in. Actually, you know what? I might have to pause on this, not actually get everything out. Looks like I may not have enough time based on the length of this list. It's just too much, which is a good thing. Okay. So now what we're going to do is bring it on down here. I'm going to get into a step variation. So I'm going to kind of show you guys my setup. And when I say setup, how I position my hands, how I position myself for the push-up. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. I think that's going to be good right here. And then we're also going to go through a pike up position. So I'm going to show you guys also one of the things I like to do is throw in the bands, the short bands, when I'm doing a push-up or any kind of, not always, pushing and pulling mechanics. Sometimes they really help get my scapula and the proper muscles I want queued up. I find this helpful. So what I like to do from a positioning standpoint is do what's called a natural So my arms naturally at my side, put it into that push-up position. I'm also doing a weighted component to this. So when I say weighted, let's actually bring you guys down here just a bit. So obviously, as you can tell, I got my weighted vest on, so you got a little bit more resistance. So just a bit. And we're going for, again, 8 to 12. All right, so now we're going to superset that with a pike up. So when I say pike up, unfamiliar, use the ball. I like to also do simultaneously. I'm going to see if I can get the room for this. The room's going to be a little tricky. What I like to do for this is I not only like to kick my legs back. Now, I don't have as much room, so I'm going to have to bend my legs. So I get a nice stretch and lat engagement. And then I'm going to roll up to that pike position. We're going to go again 8 to 12. So I'm just modifying a little bit for the room that I have. We're still getting nice torso and core challenge. Ooh. 2 more. All right, so we're going to take a minute break. We can go back through that superset. The goal is to try and hit that. I have just enough time for 2 more rounds of that. So we want to do a total of 3, but we'll see with how much actually time I have. If I can get through also all my messaging list too. So if I can get everyone tagged in. I think I can do it. I think we got it, y'all. Think we got it, y'all. Oh, man. No. So again, if you guys have questions, feel free to let me know as well. I love in between the sets, getting into the questions, being able to address any of that stuff. Or if you have questions even on the products, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, all that fun stuff. Happy to answer where I can and give insight and value where I can. Oh, we're getting so close. Yeah, I got right at that minute mark, so I'm going to actually finish out these messages and then go into set number 2 because I can take an extra 30 seconds here and make it happen. Like right there. Yes. Here's, of course, now the message is gone, but okay. Blast that out. Good to go. Let's go back to my program. Yeah, we got push-ups and bam. All right, let's get it. I'm going to bring you guys down here as well so you can kind of see what's going on from this position, from this angle. Same thing. I'm going to really bring you guys down here. Let's get into that. Now, what I could also do as well is I could put my feet up on the ball to create another layer of instability. But I like to kind of get rooted right into the ground and work from there. So again, we're going 8 to 12. Two more. All right. Once again, get those pike up variations. And again, we can do a variety of progressions or regressions of this. I could do knee tucks instead of pike up. So I could basically pull my knees into my chest and rock them straight back versus going straight leg. But at this point, I like the core challenge of doing a pike up with the legs straight. Killing me, Smalls. Oh no. It was round 2. And I think, unfortunately, I'm running out of time here, but I think we can maybe get in one more. You know what? Actually, it's just this. We'll get the last. I'm going to make it happen. Even if I roll in like 1 minute off for my next call, we get to finish and get to be devoted on this workout and see it through. That's why I love having the I am statement for the year. Like, I am devoted. I get to be devoted to my workouts, devoted to my health, devoted to my clients, devoted to my family, devoted to all these different components. It's, again, that identifier, man. It's such a strong tool. It's such a strong piece to leverage is the I ams. I am. Having that commitment and statement. Okay, we'll close out of the workout so I can lock that. Let's actually double check to make sure. Yeah, okay. I'm right on the timing. Missing anything? Cool. Time to get that last round, y'all. Let's get it. Here we go. Here we go. Bam, look at that. We got the perfectly placed LOF right in your face on this last round. Whoop. As I kick my stand right behind me. These last couple reps and kind of a grind. Finish it out. Okay. Last 8 to 12. Here we go. We got 2 more. All right. And there we are, y'all. I got to jump right out of here. Thank you, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Pretty much got to bounce right away. Get right into this coaching call. Appreciate you guys.